Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy. It's not every day that you get the privilege of picking your poison in traffic court, but this Karen cannot decide. She discusses with her daughter. I think she picked wrong. Next time, phone a friend. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
Okay, where Janet Boytis, please start your video and unmute yourself. And the Motor City hot tubs, if you could listen to when I call this first case, because what I have to say applies to you as well. Okay? Calling the case number of 25OS 21581. This is the State of Michigan versus Janet K. Boytis. This is the date and time set for the informal hearing. Please state your legal names. We'll start with the deputy first and then the defendant driver. Your appearances, that means state your legal names. Deputy.
Deputy Tedderington, Oakland County Sheriff's.
Good morning, sir. Defendant driver, state your legal name.
Janet Boytis.
Okay, Ms. Boytis, this is the date and time set for the informal hearing on your mobile device ticket. All drivers appearing before the court today on an informal hearing with Deputy Tedderington. Upon your case getting called, you have to make a choice pick one out of these three choices. The first one is you admit responsibility. That's where you admit you did what the ticket says you did. It goes to me to assess fines and costs. The second one is you admit responsibility with explanation. That's where you take responsibility and admit responsibility for what you did, okay? You give an explanation. In that explanation, you don't dispute that what you did is wrong. You don't argue with the deputy. You fall on your sword. You say, I was wrong. I did it. You explain what the circumstances were that were going on at the time that caused you to meet the deputy on the side of the road. You should address how you address the deputy on the side of the road. Got to tell you, if you weren't professional, if you weren't courteous, if you weren't kind, if you didn't respect authority, don't expect any favors today. Keep that in mind when you make your choice. The third part of your explanation should be what you've done, what you've learned, any remedial action you've taken, any changes in your driving habits. The second choice is usually the one you pick when you want some kind of grace or consideration from the deputy. He is the only person on this Zoom that has any discretion, power, or authority to amend the ticket to something less, either less points or less fines and costs. Okay, no matter how much I like you, how much I like your explanation, how much I feel for the pain that the ticket may cost you, I, as the magistrate, have no discretion. So at the end of your explanation, I will say to the deputy, is there anything you would like the court to consider on behalf of this driver? He decides what he wants to do in your situation. I do not control the points. The only way you can get less points than what the ticket is if the deputy decides to grant you consideration and grace in this case, okay? By admitting responsibility or admitting responsibility with explanation, no right of an appeal, okay? You're gonna exit this ticket with either the hearing with the ticket as written or something less, okay? The third option is you deny. I didn't do what the ticket says I did. We have an informal hearing. I swear in the witnesses. I take testimony, receive evidence. If I find just by a preponderance of the evidence, just a teeny bit more, that the deputy the state of Michigan proved that you did what the traffic ticket says you did, I have to find you responsible. That's an all or nothing proposition. You will leave that hearing with the ticket exactly as written, or you will leave that hearing with no ticket at all. It's all or nothing. There's no in between. At the end of the informal hearing, if either side is unhappy with my decision, someone will leave unhappy. You have the right to an appeal and have a new hearing before the trial judge. By proceeding today with an informal hearing, you give up your right to be represented by an attorney, to have this matter heard by a trial judge and or jury. Having heard all that, Ms. Boytis, what is your choice on your mobile device ticket?
Gosh, I hope I remember everything that you just said. You know, I went first thing on Monday morning.
No, okay, you have to make a choice before we proceed.
I'm admitting to what I did.
Okay, you want to admit with explanation? You want the officer to hear what was going on?
I'm admitting to what I did. but I would like a lesser charge.
Okay, so
Ah.
tell us what was going on and why what you did was wrong, and that's for the benefit of the deputy.
Well, to be honest with you, I truly did not know you could not text and talk.
I don't know. First of all, even if it wasn't a law, I don't know how you would think that's a good idea. And
No,
second
no,
of all,
I
the
don't
law
think,
changed, I think, a year and a half ago, last June, right, deputy?
I believe it was June of 2023.
yeah,
Oh, okay, so 2 years ago. So for 2 years before you could use it for navigating, now it cannot touch any part of your body unless it's in the console on a device. You can't have the device anyway. You cannot be operating it in any way. So continue with your explanation.
well, that was it. I know obviously that you cannot text with your fingers.
What were you doing with your phone at the time?
It was a distance from my mouth, and I was talking into it, trying to get directions to Sherwin-Williams Paint at 12 Mile in Woodward. It was not up to my ear. It was, like I said, a distance from my mouth, and I truly did not. I thought that's the reason why they came up with text talking. So you
Well,
didn't.
it's not that you can't text talk, it's that you can't hold the device in your hand because you're
Well,
supposed
now-
to have your hand on the steering wheel while you drive. So it's dangerous, distracted driving.
Now I know that.
Okay,
When I
So-
went to
go ahead, ma'am. I didn't mean to cut you off. Please proceed.
When I went on first thing Monday morning, I went to the courthouse to pay my ticket, gave it to the lady. And she said, "Are you admitting to this?" And I said, "Yes, I did it. Yeah, I did it." And she said, "I want you to know that this will be on your record if you pay today. If you get a second offense, you will have to take a class."
Yeah,
And-
the statute has escalating fines and penalties. The first time it's just a fine and it's no points, but it stays on your record because if you do it again, then more things that keeps adding up.
Yeah.
Adding on.
And- Yeah. And
So
she
then-
said, if you get a third offense, then you may lose your license. So she said, it might be worth you making an appointment and speaking to the magistrate and just explain your situation.
Okay,
So she said it was $250.
yes. Well, let me see.
I thought I did a little investigating after I did receive the ticket. And according to Michigan.gov, the first warning is $100. But she did say
I don't
200.
think you got a warning. I think you got a citation and now it's a court hearing. So our court has our own fines and costs. Each court has their own. So I have to look, I'm looking on here, but anything else? What changes have you made in your driving after this ticket?
I don't touch my phone. I tell people, please do not call me if you know I'm in my car. And I've been telling, everyone, just be careful. Do not use your phone, period. Just don't use your phone.
Okay,
So,
officer,
yeah.
anything further you want the officer to hear about you, ma'am?
No, other than I wish you would have just given me a verbal warning for my
That's
first.
not the law anymore.
What's that?
First of all, okay, I hear that a lot when people come here. There's no obligation of any officer anywhere when they pull someone over for a traffic citation to give a warning. Okay, that I don't know. A lot of people say that when they come here. There's no rule or policy or regulation that on the first time you get a warning. I mean, they may have done that when the law changed and they were pulling people over, to make them aware of the change. But the law's been on the books now for 2 years. So, no one ever driving is entitled to a warning on the first get-go. That is something that's in the deputies' discretion, I guess, but there's no entitlement to that. There's no, I have a good driving record. It's just they have that discretion on the side of the road. Deputy, having heard all this on behalf of the defendant driver, is there anything you would like the court to consider?
Ma'am, distracted driving is a priority violation for those of us in traffic safety. I'm not familiar with your fine schedule. I'd be willing to offer a limited access speed 1 to 5 if that fine schedule is less. They're both 0-point violations.
Okay, so these are your choices, ma'am. You can, why doesn't this have the court? You can take the ticket as written, which is a mobile device violation, which I'm going to get you the fines. It's got to be on here. And that is a non-moving violation. Do you understand that? So it's non-moving, but it does go on your driving record. He is willing to make a motion to amend it from a mobile device ticket to a limited access ticket, which is a speeding ticket. That is a moving violation. That moving violation does abstract, and that's fines and costs is $130. It is a moving violation, but it's 0 points. Can you tell me the fine for no mobile device? Because I don't see it on here.
So will that also be on my record?
Both. The mobile device does abstract because the Secretary of State tracks. Abstract means it goes onto your driving record. Okay. So for an example, one that does not abstract would be impeding. That's a parking ticket. That does not abstract. Limited access 1 to 5 over is a moving violation. All moving violations abstract. Is called limited access 1 to 5 over is a speeding ticket. It means you are going on the freeway 56 to 60 or 71 to 75. Okay. That's a moving violation. It's 1 point, it's 0 points. Okay. It's 0 points and it's $130. The other one is you don't take the amendment. You take the mobile device. It's not a moving violation. It's 0 points and it's $220. So pick your poison.
So it's a matter of if I want to pay more.
Well, they have different consequences.
So if I decide to pay the $220, will this be on my record? That's what I don't want it on my record. If I can.
Okay, either choice presented to you is going on your record. Mobile device will abstract. It's 0 points and it's $220. The other one is a speeding ticket. That's a moving violation. It does not have additional penalties though if you get another one like the mobile device does. Okay, it's 0 points and it goes on your record. So they're both 0 points. They both go on your record. One has a fine of $130. The other one has a fine of $220. One is a non-moving violation, but it's a mobile device. They track it for X number of years to make sure you don't get that ticket anymore. And the other one is a limited access 1 to 5 moving violation, 0 points. So you have to pick which of those.
What would you do?
I can't say.
Can I ask my daughter?
Sure. You have
Your
about,
advice?
yes, you have to hurry up.
Okay, 1 second. Tess, hurry up. She said it's okay.
I have to go. Oh, is she back? You have to unmute yourself, ma'am, because I muted you not to hear a private conversation.
Okay.
Okay. What is your choice?
Can you repeat what you told me?
No. I've given you every indulgence and I've spelled this out as much as I can.
Okay.
Do you want a mobile device ticket with a fine of $220 that abstracts, or do you want me to grant the motion to give you a moving violation, limited access 1 to 5 with a fine of $130, both abstract. The difference is the fine, and one is a moving violation and one is not.
So they're both 0 points.
Ma'am, I need a decision. I've called your case at 10:07. It's now 10:22.
Okay, I'm gonna do the moving violation, you think? The moving violation.
Okay, so the author has made a motion for limited access 1 to 5. There's no objection. That's granted. Do you admit responsibility for limited access 1 to 5?
Yes,
Okay, the fine is $130. How long do you need to pay?
I can pay today.
Okay, the court will give you 7 days to pay. You can pay online. Give us a minute to update your case. You can pay at the counter. We're always happy. You already came here once. We're happy to have you again. Or you can mail us a check or money order. Okay?
Okay, thank
All
you
right,
very
thank
much.
you so much. You may leave the
Thanks.
Zoom.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Do I have any criminal matters? None. Okay.